Guys, I'm about to spill the beans. The green beans!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mama Bear and I'm so happy to have you here today. I recently got 18 pounds of Harris Bear green beans for free at the food bank. If you'd like to see that video, I can link it above. But now that I have all these green beans, I want to preserve them before they go bad. And when you get food at the food bank, it's usually ready to be eaten right then and there, or else it goes bad. So, we got all these green beans. I actually happen to have a huge bowl of these, plus an 8-cup container of green beans. So, we're doing the beans today. So what I have going on right now is I got 2 of my pressure canners. I'm going to be doing quarts and I'm going to be doing pints, just so you can see the difference. We got our quarts over here, I got my pints over there. Now how you know how long to do it, how long to cook green beans for, is I'm just using my pressure cooker manual that came with my espresso pressure cooker. That's the best thing to do if you have never canned before, if you've never done pressure canning and you're anxious or nervous about it. Just whenever you first get your pressure canner, just read over your manual. I have learned a lot of information from it. So here we're just going to go to the pressure canning vegetables. They've got beans, green beans here. And it says you just want to do it for 10 pounds of pressure, which is the normal altitude is at 10 pounds, but since I'm a higher altitude, then I have to do 15 pounds. And in here it tells you the altitude, right here. If you're 1,000 to 3,000 feet, you want to increase processing time by 5 minutes. If you're 3,000 to 6,000 by 10 minutes, and 6,000 to 8,000 by 15 minutes. So that's how you know, depending on what altitude you're at, where you want to go. So I'm adding 5 additional minutes to this process time. So let me go back to it. So it'll be, it says in here to do it for 20 minutes for pints and 25 minutes for quarts. Now since I'm at a higher altitude, I'm going to add 5 minutes to that. So I'm going to do pints for 25 minutes and quarts for 30 minutes. Just so you know, if you have, it has all kinds of instructions and recipes in here. So read your manual. Don't be like a man and read your manual, okay? So we have 3 quarts of water in each one. I just kind of have them bring up to a simmer, so I'm going to lower the heat down for a little bit. I have my electric kettle going for boiling water. We're doing a raw pack, so we're not blanching or cooking these green beans at all. Only thing I did was cut off the ends and cut them in half. So that's all we're going to be doing. I have some canning salt. You want to make sure this is specifically canning or pickling salt. You do not want to use iodized kitchen salt, because it makes your jars cloudy. You want a nice clear green bean. So all we're going to do is start loading these up. I'm going to show you how I fill them, and we'll go from there. Alright, so all we do from here, clean hands, take your green beans. So you can see I just cut off, like this one still has a little bit of the end, but it's not perfect. There's 18 pounds of green beans I got. That's a lot of green beans. So you want to pack them in there. I like to put them in there and then kind of shake them down. Okay, so from here we are going to add some of our canning salt. For a quart, you're going to do half a teaspoon. This step is completely optional. If you don't want to salt your food, you don't have to. This is just to add like flavor to the green beans while they're getting cooked in the pressure canner. Do you like stuff to have flavor? You know I'm all about flavor. Alright, so that was half a teaspoon of canning / pickling salt. I'm going to top these up with water now. Headspace, which is to this bottom line, which I overfilled. Then you're going to use a deep bubbler. You can use anything, plastic. I've used a butter knife before too, but you just want to get down there and get all these bubbles out, especially when you have something like this that's really packed in there. Get in there, wiggle it around. Okay, from here I have just a little thing of white vinegar. I'm going to put our towel in there. And then wipe the rims. Vinegar helps get rid of any bacteria. It helps make the rims nice and clean so we can get a good seal. Lids on top. Don't have to simmer them, just make sure they are new. The pressure canner will take care of that. Fingertip tight. And then we're going to put these in the pan, in the pot. We're just getting the last of our pints in here. We were able to get 7 quarts in one and 9 pints, just to have a little reference of how big these are. And now we're going to put our lid on there. It has a little spot here with an arrow that says close and open that matches the handle. So you just kind of slide it and then lock it into place with the handles there. And we're going to turn our heat all the way up to get it boiling. We want these puppers hot. Now one has a gauge, one does not have a gauge. It doesn't matter, the gauges are kind of just reference points. So really what is important are these weights. Like this will have the 5, 10, and 15 pounds of pressure depending on what you need. We need 15 pounds of pressure. So we're going to use the whole weight. So I'm just going to let these go and bring up the pressure. They're going to start venting, which means just a lot of steam is going to be coming out right here. And that's when I'll bring you back and I'll show you what we do from then. All right, at this point you can see the venting. You see that? That's how you know that it's boiling. It's releasing all that pressure. So we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes and let all that air come out, and then we'll come back. All right, there's our timer. So these have been venting for 10 minutes. So now all we do is we're going to take our weight and just place it over the top. Now if you're anxious about this part, you don't have to be. Literally, like, this locks the steam and pushes it to the side as you put your weight on there. So to rock it, oh, it's quieter. It's kind of like when you put the children down for a nap. All right, so now we are going to wait until these start rocking, and I'll show you what we do from there. All right, we got rockage. So the pints are rocking, the quarts are not. So since this one's rocking, I'm going to set the gas down to like a medium high at 5. You only want about 3 rocks per minute. So as soon as it gets up to pressure, turn it down. And then since this is the pints, I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. And then we're just waiting for the quarts to come up to pressure. So here you can see the quarts coming up to pressure. This pressure canner in particular goes up to 17. It'll say 17 pounds whenever it's actually at 15. You want to take your pressure canners to the extension office and they will test that for you to make sure that it is all sealed and ready to go and that it's pressure cooking the best way. So the first thing I did when I got my pressure cookers is take them there and they do all the tests on them, and that's how I found out that the gauged one needs to go up to 17 pounds of pressure, but it's technically at 15. So that's why the gauges aren't really that important. Like, it makes you feel better seeing the gauge, so you feel like you have a little more control of what's going on. I know that's how I was with me anyway. But now that I have both, really the gauge, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, you see this one's hitting 16, almost up to 17, and that's when it's starting to rock. There we go. So since this is our quarts, we're going to set another timer for 30 minutes. Okay, so there's our timer for our pints. So all you're going to do is turn off the heat and let this sit. Whenever the pressure is released, the pin will go down, and that's how you know that it's done. You want to let it sit for at least 10 minutes after that goes, just to cool down. This one still has about 10 more minutes on it, and then we'll shut this one off. Now we're at the point where the pin dropped. That's how you know all the pressure has been released and it's safe enough to pull the weight off. So you just lift it straight up. You're going to crack it for a bit. This is going to help some of the airflow whenever you open it. Always remember, open away from you. This is very, very hot, people. So we're just going to kind of crack the lid and let that sit. Now this one, the pin hasn't dropped yet. So this one, the pin has not dropped yet. It still has some pressure. That's how you know. This pin is up and this pin is down. That's how you can tell. So we're going to let this one sit until this drops all the way, and then we're going to crack it as well. All right, now it's safe to go ahead and pull this off, and you can start pulling them out. So you can see that that's
this is lifted, that's how you can tell that the seal's not down yet, but it's still very hot. So how you're going to be able to tell is that bubble will be down and pressed in. That's how you know there's a seal. So this one's still up, this one's down, so this one's already sealed. Oh, my husband likes to come and poke them down. I like to let them go naturally. You see? So that is sealed. Now you can see all those bubbles in here because this is still very, very hot. So you're just gonna let these sit. You want either a pad or a piece of cloth down on your table. If some of them didn't seal, then you can put them in the fridge and use them. And just like that, we got some canned green beans. So these are gonna sit here for 24 hours, and then we're gonna take the rings off, wipe them, label them, and put them on our shelves for years. These can last. I really appreciate you guys coming along with me on this, and if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a message and I will get back to you. The best way that you can help support my channel is just to like and share and get my name out there. So thanks for watching, Mama Bears, and I'll catch you next time.